This is the Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, and Jerry Keyser.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report, live from the Ron Miller Race Cars Hammer Down Racing Report studio, presented by Oakshade Raceway. Scott Hammer with you, Ron Miller over there.
Hey, y'all.
And a voice from the past may be joining us a little later. Jerry Keyser.
That'd be cool.
Going to try and make his triumphant return here shortly. Coming at you live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter tonight on the show. We're going to be doing a little preview for the Montpelier Motor Speedway. Their season's kicking off this weekend, and things are sounding good. Sounded like it's a go. We'll be talking to Larry Bowes about everything he's got planned. He's got quite an aggressive schedule on tap.
He really does. He really does.
So looking forward to speaking with him in just a moment.
Anything from Ryan Weekman this week?
I did get an email back from him.
Yeah.
And not the forecast for this weekend, unfortunately. So I'm going to throw you under the bus, and you're going to have to do the forecast coming up a little bit later.
Well, I can do that.
He said he's still going to do it. He just was on vacation one of the weeks, and then he forgot last week. And I'm thinking that probably happened this week, too, because I didn't get one. We need to pay him more. 100% raise for Ryan Weekman.
Double his pay.
Double is triple.
Absolutely.
We're tripling it. Oakshade Raceway.
Now you're making me feel bad.
We're the fastest meet to race. You will quadruple your pay. We're the you get paid kind of. You got we get sponsorship for you.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Well, I guess he does too, kind of for WTOL. Oakshade Raceway, we're the fastest meet to race at racing every Saturday night during race season, starting April 30th. So you got a couple weeks until a couple weeks, right? Yeah, 2 weeks from this Saturday. Visit oakshaderaceway.com or follow them on social, Twitter, whatever. The 2022 race schedule is out now. Bill Rector Memorial, opening night on April 30th. Also, don't forget to check out Dominator Race Products for hood scoops, nose, tail, and other body panels, wheel covers, other parts for dirt, late models, modified sprint cars, street stocks, and more. I need to pick up my nose from Dominator. New nose piece on the Ocho is going to have a new nose this year.
Yeah.
First time a different nose for him. DominatorRaceProducts.com or call 419-923-6970. Also available from reputable dealers across the USA like Ron Miller Race Cars.
Don't you call me reputable.
You're right. Disreputable, unreputable. Big D's Pizza Subs.
Wait, was that was a compliment? Okay, I'll be reputable then.
Okay. Big D's Pizza Subs, Ribs, Chicken, and More in Clyde, Ohio. Give those guys a call right now, 419-547-1444. I just saw this earlier this week. They have a new pizza burger. Did you see that? Doesn't that look good?
Scott,
and I'm picky.
That took me back to my grade school days because they'd have pizza burgers once every couple of weeks, and the whole school would fill full of the aroma of pizza burgers. And that was one of the lunches that I really, really looked forward to. And I saw that and I said, wow.
Yeah, that looked good.
We got to do this.
It's a burger topped with pizza sauce, pizza cheese, and pepperoni on a toasted bun. It looked, if you want to see a picture of it, we shared that on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Hammerdown Racing Report. Also, thanks to Freeze Frame Photos, Headhunters Barber Studio and Salon. I think I covered everybody there. Let's bring up Larry, who's been patiently waiting for us. Larry,
we hope he's still with us.
Are you still there?
I am listening to pizza burgers and making me a little bit hungry here.
Yeah, you got pizza burgers out there in the concession stand?
No, we have the All-American hot dog.
That works too. That's always a favorite.
Yep.
So
can't go to the races without a hot dog.
Nope.
So, Montpelier Motor Speedway over there in Indiana, you are set to open this weekend, and I believe you may be one of the few first tracks in the area to actually not cancel an opener so far this year.
Yeah. Mother Nature, she's trying to throw us a curve, and we got hammered last night with rain, and it was questionable, but we came out here today, and there's been like 30-mile wind gust, and it's really dried things up. Actually, they're out working on the track right now. It's a little bit soft yet. The sheep's foot's really lugging down behind the tractor, but we're going to try to beat Mother Nature, and one thing that we're doing that's really going to play in our favor this week is we're doing a twilight show with racing at 3:22 rather than 7:30. So we'll get the races in and out before it gets dark, and people can get home and get ready for Easter.
Where did 322 come from?
Okay, I have to tell you this story. As you know, I worked for 30 years for Earl Baltus,
Right.
and Earl always told me no promotion is good without a gimmick. You have to have a gimmick. So I came up with 322 in honor of 2022.
Oh,
So
all right.
our race times are 322, and then in the summer it'll be 722. And it's worked because you asked. So it's caught your curiosity. So that's my little gimmick.
At first, I thought it was a typo. When the first time I saw it, I was like, it's 322? Did he mean 3 and he just hit 2 twice? And then I saw it somewhere else. I was like, okay. Maybe it's a Bible verse or something. I don't know.
Was that
Nope, it's our little gimmick.
was that all that Earl taught you?
Oh, that man, I want to, they had the book of Earl. I wanted to write the book with Earl. just a great man. I am so thankful for everything that he taught me.
Yeah, you were with him a lot of years.
Mm-hmm.
So what's on tap for this weekend, opening night? What classes are you running, and what can people expect?
Our opening night, we're glutton for punishment. We're going to run 5 divisions. We'll have our regular box promotional modifieds. We'll have the outfolder implement Hornets, super stocks, street stocks, and then we're bringing in Andy King's dirt truck series. So 5 divisions.
And you got the Dirt Track Truck Series. You're kind of the home track for them this year.
Yeah, that's what I understand. We're looking forward to that.
Is it like 18 shows?
Not here.
Oh, maybe that was total. Well, you have the most.
Yeah, I think it's 18 total, and we have like 6 or 8 of
okay,
them. Yeah,
that's what it was. I don't remember where that number came from. Well, that's cool. How'd you guys work that deal out?
Well, we've known Andy for quite a while, having raced over at Eldora, and he's really working hard to make this series work. And it's a neat little series. It's a lot different for the fans. It gives them something different seeing the trucks out there, and it's a very affordable show for us. And we thought, let's try to help it grow.
Did Jerry have any input in that?
Well, that would be true.
Just checking.
But he is not allowed to race. He's our announcer, and he can just sit and watch.
All right. Good
See
luck
how
with
that works,
yeah.
Scott?
What?
Announcing and racing on the same night?
Yeah. Don't talk to my bosses about that then. So how'd you come up, or how'd you finally settle on what classes you were going to be running on a weekly basis there at Montpelier?
Yeah, our weekly basis is going to be the modifieds and Hornets, and then last year we had what we call the super stocks, combining 2 different stock car classes that are pretty predominant over here in. I'm going to use that word you used earlier, reputable. Okay. 2 reputable classes over here, and. So this year we broke them apart. So we'll have the super stock and street stocks. And, Montpelier is just a grassroots track. That's all we want to be. We can't compete, with the gas cities, the Oakshades, the Kokomo's, Eldoras, and stuff like that. So we just want a good little grassroots type program with these classes and give the fans in the area just a good Saturday night entertainment package.
Now, why did you decide to, or what made you decide to go weekly as opposed to maybe just doing special events here and there?
Well, that's a good question right now, and I don't know, to be honest with you, if a weekly program is going to survive this year. It's going to be one of the more challenging years for promoters and racers alike, just because of the cost of travel, the cost of racing tires. The availability of racing tires, the availability of parts. It's going to be very costly for the racers and for the fans alike. So we're going to start off and see how it goes. And our intention is to stay weekly all year, but, we're not stupid. And if it doesn't work, the racers will understand, the fans will understand, and we'll just go. But, we're crossing our fingers. That's why, at the grassroots level, we don't have quite the expense that some of the other tracks have. So it makes it a little bit easier for us.
And you took over at the end of last year, ran a few shows, and I assume other than the Monster Mash, which had some weather-related issues, I'm guessing attendance was pretty good for you?
It was good, yeah. It had been closed for a half of the year and came off of a pretty rough year prior. So I took it over, and it was a learning curve coming to this area and learning the people, learning the cars. And we kind of proved our point that we were going to give a good, clean, quick, efficient, and consistent show. And so we kind of developed our product last year, and we'll just grow upon that this year. And so with that, we threw in a couple specials the following week. Next week, we've got the Boss Sprints coming in, which will be the only appearance for the sprint cars. So we're looking forward to that, the Let's Go 30. And then the one we're really excited about is in July, for the first time ever, the Summer Nationals are coming to Montpelier in a midweek show.
That'll be a big deal.
You going to be there, Ron?
Probably.
Nice. I might. What night of the week is that?
It's a Wednesday night, and you're probably going to ask me the date, and I don't have my schedule in front of me, but I believe it's July 13th. But we're it's like a Wednesday, and then they go neighboring Shady Hill on Thursday, and I think maybe Butler on Friday, and I don't think it's the Oakshade weekend, but there's 4 tracks right in the area, so it should bring a pretty good following.
That'll be pretty cool. I know Ron was asking you before we went on. I know you're talking about grassroots racing and the struggles everybody's kind of facing with costs.
Just how do you think the costs are going to affect Larry Bowes specifically and racers in general? We've been talking with Chris Mize the last couple of weeks, and he's a little concerned. And as we were talking briefly before we came on, you're a little concerned too.
Yes, I am. I think that right now everybody's got the bug. Everybody's been working all year, and they're ready to go racing. But as the season goes and progresses, and things start to break or crashes or stuff like that, I think the costs are going to, not only the cost, but the availability of parts to repair. I think it's going to be a challenge. But racing has faced so many challenges through the years, and it always seems to come back strong. Where there's a will, there's a way. And I think you're going to see probably more than ever racers helping each other to keep cars on the track.
Yeah, we can hope. I think racers are going to get creative to keep their stuff going. Just the fuel costs and, a tire here and there. It's going to be a struggle.
I don't know. I'm thinking outside of the box here, and I'll probably get you some good comments going on Facebook here. But, some of the nights when there's only maybe just a full feature field here, say like 18 cars, we may get the guys together and say, look, let's add 5 more laps to the feature and run a feature only, because the heats don't pay any money anyways, and your wear and tear on your car. So, we may have to go to that level. I don't know.
Do you think the fans would be disappointed seeing less events?
5 years ago, I would have said yes. But now, nobody has the patience to sit more than an hour and a half. So
true story.
You give them an hour and a half show. Roger Holdeman at Winchester always told me, the body can only enjoy what the butt can endure. And you sit on those hard bleachers too long, it's they're not, everything's fast today, in and out.
Yeah. I don't know, Larry. I've run some features that seem to last an hour and a half.
Yeah, but you know what? It's like anything else. It's all in the marketing and the sales, and you just let the people know that they come for the features anyways. But again, like I said, I'm just thinking outside of the box and just trying to get you some chatter going on Facebook here.
Have you noticed that some tracks are significantly raising their purses? Personally, I think they're maybe putting the cart before the horse, not knowing what their grandstands are going to look like.
I would agree with that, and then also agree with, if you're going to raise the purse, it's going to come from somewhere. So it's either going to be higher pit pass or higher general admission, and people don't have it, they don't come. Money doesn't grow on trees, and you can't just give it away. It's got to come from somewhere. So yeah, I think that this is the year it's going to be. You mentioned about the racers being creative. I think the promoters are going to have to be very creative as well,
and do a good job balancing not charging too much, but paying enough for the racers.
So, I-96 Speedway is kind of in our neighborhood, not that far of a tow, and they announced their payoff at $2,000 to win for late models, $1,000 for second, and a fairly slow drop off from there. I think they were looking at 10.5 total purse just for their late models.
Wow!
I was stunned at that, Larry.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's really optimistic, given the fact that folks are looking at a lot of expense just getting to the track to watch the events.
What about sponsors? Yeah. Sponsors could help offset a lot of that and help it with the purses.
I don't know. Somebody'd have to be a good salesman.
Yeah, well, we would have to assume that the promoter knows his market, and maybe he had a good year and looked at it and based those numbers upon what he had last year. So every market's different.
Now
so I don't know.
You're working with some other tracks like Gas City. I saw you have a little series going there. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we're going to call it the Good Neighbor Challenge. We're only like 12 miles apart, and he runs Friday night. Jerry does over at Gas City, and we run on Saturday. And it goes back to the old border wars that we used to have at Eldora with Eldora and Winchester. And I thought, let's do some cross promotion. And I'm always about working with other tracks. Years ago, every promoter was just steadfast about their track and not helping anybody. And race fans know what's going on, so you can't hide anything. Just promote the other tracks. I mean, heck, we're Saturday night, Oakshade Saturday night. We'll sit here and talk about what happened at Oakshade. I mean, fans know it anyway, so why hide it?
Did you want to talk about Winchester at all?
Yeah, Winchester's a struggle. We took that on this year, and it's such a notoriously fast racetrack, and we're having a hard time getting a schedule put together there, finding groups that will race there. So this year we're just going to run the basic 4 events that they've run over the last couple of years, build upon it, and try to come back stronger in 2023.
Dean asked a question on here. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. He wants to know what the difference promoting now compared to when you were at Sandusky Speedway promoting. You promoted Sandusky Speedway? I did not even know.
That's back in the old days, Larry.
Yeah, that was 1978 to 1989. I think Fred Flintstone and Wilma, they were all there.
Those were simpler times, Sonny.
It was actually a little bit easier back then because you still had the open trailers. You still had where you could buy it. They were homemade cars and everything. And there was a lot of ingenuity. And it was just a little bit easier then. You didn't have the money crunch that everybody's right now. So many racers are frustrated because they can't make money and they're going broke and they're crashing and everything. So back then it was a little bit easier, but I grew up around there and knew the market. And then coming over here to Montpelier was it's amazing that being only 40 minutes away from Eldora, how different the mentality was, like, of the race fans and stuff like that. But I'm really enjoying the neighborhood. I'm enjoying it over here, and I don't have the pressures that we had at Eldora, with the thousands and thousands of people and the big shows, and we can just run our own little pace here. But no, not much has changed from Sandusky. It's still entertainment. Just entertain the people. You can have a race anywhere, but you've got to entertain them, and that's what we're trying to do over here.
And the Monster Mash will still be a big deal this fall?
Provided it doesn't give us like 14 inches of rain and mud like last year. I have to tell you a quick story, and I know you got other guests here, but whenever somebody tells me I can't do something, that just fires me up. So, we had all that rain all week. The place is a monsoon, and people on Facebook saying there's no way you can run. And oh boy, we did it. It was fun. It was different.
Yeah, you dealt with the cards that you had. Yeah,
and somebody told me just the other day, you can't worry about what you can't control, and you can't control Mother Nature, so you just play her game and study the weather forecast and figure out how you can produce your product based upon what she delivers.
Now, Chris Mize is saying that you're one of the best promoters out there. Chris Mize over at Sandusky Speedway. He's going to be wrestling a midget.
3, I think.
There's a couple. Yeah, more than one. I'm not sure. Is there any like strange gimmicky things like that other than the 3:22 start time that's going to be going on at Montpelier? Will you be wrestling anybody?
Boy. I don't think we're going to do that. We'll let Chris we'll let Chris patent that one, and we'll see how it goes. But as any good promoter will do, if it is successful, we're going to steal it.
What about he's working on trying to get a UMP Dirt late model show on the asphalt out there. He had to cancel it. Was going to be the opener a couple weeks ago, last weekend, and may still happen this fall. What about getting some kind of asphalt car on the dirt? Would that be? I don't know how that would even work. That might be more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah, I think you could probably go to dirt to asphalt easier than you could, just because of the low hydrite and everything, the way the asphalt cars are now. But, you think back, like when we were at Sandusky, I mean, they would run Mansfield on the dirt on Friday night and then come to Sandusky on Saturday or Sunday and race. And, USAC sprint cars back in the day used to do the same thing. But the technology and the build of the cars now, it'd be pretty difficult.
Now, one other thing I saw on your schedule was these top dog face-offs. What exactly is that?
That's a good question.
Okay. Do you have an answer?
Well, I don't know.
That was a gimmick that I put on the schedule that I haven't developed yet.
Okay.
But no, it's going to be a little points in a points type thing where on the preliminary nights we'll take like the top 2 or 3, and then they will go into a big challenge on the final night, and it'll be their face-off. Cool.
Is there any one particular event you're looking forward to most this year at Montpelier?
I'm actually anxious to see the sprint cars here in 2 weeks. They tell me it's a heck of a show, and then whenever we have the D2 midgets, they're great. But I think the Summer Nationals is going to be a great one too.
I think
that should fill the place too.
Yeah. Any other special events on the calendar?
No, I think that pretty much does it. We're just going to concentrate on our weekly show and throw in, I think it's like 5 specials.
Okay, and the city of Montpelier over there in Indiana, they've kind of embraced the track, haven't they?
Oh, they have. It's no secret. Blackford County, where we are located, is probably the poorest county in Indiana, and the town of Montpelier has very little business left, and the people just love seeing the haulers pull in, and it creates activity and buzz in the area. Met with the mayor a couple weeks ago, and they've pledged their support 100%. They're behind the racetrack, and it's great to have community leaders like that. And the same thing at Winchester. Met with the mayor there, and they're 100% behind the Speedway. And it's great to see the community leaders understand what racing is to a community.
Now, I'm assuming most of your focus is on the weekly shows at Montpelier right now. But how much of your attention is focused toward Winchester?
There's not enough hours in the day. We're opening up there June 4th and 5th with the traditional Old Timers weekend, and trying to get that put together and get this open and everything. And it's a struggle. The execution is the easy part. The planning is the difficult part.
Yeah, is there any nights you get into bed and you're laying there thinking about, with all these with the different racetracks and the Rumble in Fort Wayne, everything you promote, you're like, what the hell am I doing?
Every night.
Every night.
No, there's one. I think Chris can tell you, or Chrissy up there. Any promoter can tell you. It's so frustrating, and the planning, and then reading all the social media and everything. But at the end of the night, when you see the faces, the people enjoying themselves, the drivers on the track, it just makes it all worthwhile, because you're doing something that very few people in America can do, and that's put up with the racers and the fans and put on a race. And it's self-satisfaction, but it's very, very frustrating at times.
We talked about early on the expenses on your end. I assume that we won't be seeing any dollar hot dogs this year.
We just went and got supplies today, and I think you're right on that. But you know what? Racetracks, and I think every promoter that you talk to this year is going to tell you, we're running the same problem as everybody and trying to get help. Concession help, gate help. It's very, very, it's difficult. And to find people that want to give up every Saturday night for the whole summer, that's tough.
Probably Larry
You have
Bowes.
to really, really love it.
Larry Bowes is going to be really busy on Saturday nights.
Yep.
Selling tickets, selling hot dogs.
Making hot dogs. Yeah.
No, I'll be taking over the microphone and tell Jerry to get down there and start cooking the hot dogs.
There we go.
Nice.
And then I can just see Jerry. Here's one for the customer. Here's two for Jerry.
What is your favorite concession there that they have? Is it the hot dogs?
Oh, yeah. I love hot dogs. Every racetrack I go to, I have to get a hot dog.
Yep.
I guess, yeah, same here.
There is no such thing as a bad hot dog. Just some are better than others.
Isn't it Martinsville that does the red hot dogs?
Those are bad. I guess I take back what I said. I went to and had one of those, and I said, what am I doing?
The Martinsville hot dog that everybody talks about, they're bad?
They're Larry bad.
Do they have like that casing on them?
Yeah, Montpelier Speedway up in New York, they have the best. Their hot dogs are the best.
Oak Shades are pretty good.
Yeah.
I do like Oak Shades.
Yeah, I was there in 1981, believe it or not.
Wow.
That's when I promoted that track.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of which, you got your hands in anything else other than the things we covered?
No, that's pretty much it. I probably am going to give up the indoor go-karts after this one more year. I might, I'll be 70 here next month, and it's time to start slowing down a little bit, I guess.
Slowing down's overrated, Larry.
Yeah, I know. Nope.
Awesome.
Well, welcome to the club.
maybe Ron can buy a racetrack.
There you go.
Not a chance, buddy.
Okay. Oh,
what's that go? How do you get rich promoting a racetrack? And how do you make a little money by starting out with a lot of money or something like that?
How do you make $1 million promoting racetracks? Start with 2.
There you go.
This weekend, the opener. Again, the pits are open at noon, gates at 1, and racing at 3:22 p.m. So,
and don't forget the Easter egg toss at 3:00.
Oh, I didn't know that. So there'll be an Easter egg toss. Okay.
There you go. You can have Easter eggs.
So how long is when do you switch to the 7:22 start time? How late?
Mother's Day weekend, May 14th, I believe it is.
Okay, so the first few weeks racing starting at 3:22. Do you think you'll have any issues keeping the track dry or wet? I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I think everybody knows that it's usually about June or July that you get into that late sun, and so we should be good there.
I know Flat Rock started doing earlier start time at the beginning of last year,
and it worked well.
Yeah, it worked really well for them. So I mean,
the only difficult is that, and we're finding it from a few racers, is that, if you work Saturday, it's tough. And, there are a lot of people that do work on Saturdays and maybe work till 1:00 or something. So we're going to have, I've had probably a half a dozen drivers already say they're going to be pulling in right about 3:22, and they'll just tag a heat race and, hope for the best from that point forward.
Once again, Larry, the classes that you're going to be running opening night?
Opening night, we'll be having our Bach Promotional UMP Modifieds, the Offholder Implement Hornets, our Super Stocks, our Street Stocks, and then the Dirt Track Truck Series. There we go.
Now, will you have a point fund for the regular classes?
Right now, we do for our 4 regular classes, which are the Modifieds, the 2 Stock Car classes, and the Hornets. Last year, we did one for the D2 Midgets, which we probably will do again. And we'll take a look at the support that Andy brings with the trucks, and we may end up doing one with them as well.
Excellent. How's the forecast looking for this weekend, Ron? Did you look?
For Saturday, it's
think
really
supposed to
not
be.
too bad.
Yeah.
Friday might see a little bit of rain. Saturday's looking a little cooler, but
Wear a jacket.
yeah,
Be fine.
very little
Our
chance.
new hoodies just came in today, so you can just
There
come
you
and buy a
go.
hoodie.
There you go.
So if you came to Montpelier Speedway unprepared,
They'll have clothes for you.
they'll be able to outfit you well.
Right, and just don't drop any ketchup off your hot dog onto your brand new hoodie.
There you go.
Do you have red ones?
They're all black.
Oh, well, black's all right then. It's better than white.
Black holds the heat, so it's all making sense there. you
Yeah.
know.
Excellent. Well, Larry, we appreciate the time, and we wish you much success this season at Montpelier Motor Speedway and Winchester, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, and as we always said, if you can't make it to our tracks, just go to the track in your area and support racing, and just talk it up. And every week, take somebody new, let them see what you're enjoying.
Ron shares that same message
That's
every
it.
week too. So cool.
All righty.
All right, man.
Well,
Appreciate
Back
your
to
time,
work.
Larry. Thanks.
Yep, get back to work.
all right, guys.
Good luck.
Have a great show, and thanks for all you do.
Yep. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. There you go. Larry Bowes, a legendary promoter there, taking over Montpelier Motor Speedway for a full season,
Right.
running weekly. And he's been pretty aggressive with the schedule there. A lot of classes starting early.
Not to mention Winchester and the Rumble at Fort Wayne and the indoor go-karts.
And very successful with what he does.
Yeah.
So, very cool. Coming up a little bit later, we'll give away some pizza, give away a Oakshade Pit Pass from last week's How Many's, because we had more than one. And Jody's never been to Montpelier.
Going to have to go.
I've been there a couple times. A very fun track to race on.
Right.
You get right up on the wall coming off of turn 4. It's almost intimidating the first few times, just because you're like,
No. Oh, we made it.
yeah, it's like, I don't want to put my right rear up that close. And sometimes you overshoot it, but yeah. Also coming up, we got some racing news. Haley Deegan, something she mentioned this week, and so that made me think of when he said that, an hour and a half and your butt gets sore.
Yeah.
Shorter times. She made a comment about a suggestion, I guess, sort of how NASCAR could make things better. Don't have as long of races. People, because you're just running around the first few segments or whatever anyways.
I thought you were going to suggest a mid-race break with some sort of entertainment.
You could still have that too, but still have shorter races.
Would
I don't know, or maybe 2 races.
would a mid-race break with entertainment make a 4-hour race tolerable?
Make it longer.
Yeah, I know. Spend half of your day there.
And probably not, because you have too many. I mean, you're not going to please everybody. I'm sure there's a large contingency of country fans that watch racing. I don't know about what we had at the shootout.
Right.
If we have a lot of fans into that, maybe we do. The younger kids probably are. I'm a rock guy, rock and metal. You give me Shine Downs at Huntington Center tonight. Some of our listeners are actually there, so give me that, and I'll watch that. But I don't think you're going to get it where it's going to appeal to everybody. Unfortunately,
Leonard Skinner.
I would tolerate that.
He
That's
kind of
okay.
goes
Yeah.
a little bit everywhere.
Yeah.
Kind of covers all the bases.
That's some southern fried rock, but yeah, I could see
All
that.
right.
Okay. Anyways, moving on. Racing roundup from last weekend, or this past week, I should say. Of course, Flow Racing Night in America was originally scheduled on Tuesday at Eldora, and that was Gretchen's at the Shinedown concert. See, I told you. That was postponed to Tuesday, April 26th from this past Tuesday. And this past Tuesday, I was getting a new furnace installed because my furnace broke, and it was beautiful out. It would have been great. I don't know how the grounds would have been, but I'm thinking now that they moved it, there's probably going to be a monsoon on 26th, unfortunately. But that's when that event has been rescheduled. I think it was a 20,000 to win late model show. So that is now April 26th at Eldora. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series was in action Saturday at Hagerstown Speedway in Maryland. Tyler Erb was the winner there. And then Sunday at Port Royal Speedway, Greg Satterley picked up the victory.
Speedway Illustrated just did a very good article on Tyler Erb. Learned a lot about him,
We've had him on the show a couple times.
Yeah. Kind of a bit of a loner. Everybody thinks that he and his crew chief have something going on, and they don't. He's married, and happily so, and just pretty cool guy.
I didn't realize he was married. Last thing I remember, he was fighting with, I can't remember his name, over some girl in the pits a few years ago.
That's back in the Stone Ages.
Next up for Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is Tri-City Speedway in Illinois Friday the 29th of April, and then Saturday the 30th of April at Macon Speedway, also in Illinois. The World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars event at US 36 Speedway in Missouri on Friday was canceled due to cold winds, snow, and sleet. Take your pick.
That'll do it.
Yeah. Lake Ozark Speedway, they were in action on Saturday. Jacob Allen picked up the win there in the Jason Johnson Classic. Next up for the World of Outlaws, they will be at Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55 on Friday and Saturday, this weekend. IndyCar action. Grand Prix of Long Beach. I did not see any of this. Did you happen to see any of this?
I did not.
All right. Joseph Newgarden picked up the win there. The next event on the NTT IndyCar Series, actually the next two are going to be at Indy. But the next event's the GMR Grand Prix at the Indy Road Course, and that takes place on Saturday, May 14th, 3 o'clock on NBC. And then, of course, the 500 is Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
NASCAR is in action. William Byron had a pretty good weekend.
He did.
Yeah, he won the Cup race Saturday night, the Blue Emu Maximum Pain Relief 400 at Martinsville Speedway, which kind of turned into I fell asleep the last.
Oh man, 100. Scott, that was boring. Short.
I was out.
It was a short track. I figured they're going to tear some stuff up. I think there was one accident, sort of related caution, and
I saw one comment, and we'll talk more about this because Chad Knaus had some comments I want to touch on. But I think was it Denny Hamlin? Somebody said something about normally you could get to the back bumper and move people, and they were having a hard time doing
something
that.
About the aero package, and a lot of it had to do. Now, the new cars have much bigger wheels, which means they can put bigger brakes in them.
Yeah.
So now they were having balance problems across the front because the cars would go in and they'd roll onto the right front wheel, and they'd slide the left front getting into the corner. The car would push, and it just made for a crazy package. They've got some real work to do.
Their speedway races, the bigger tracks seem to be pretty good with the new car, but the short track not so much. Let's move into what Chad Knaus had to say here.
Well, why don't we do that?
Since we're talking about it, he says, I don't have exact quote, but there was a ride height rule that was eliminated back in 2014, and Chad Knaus said that ever since they got rid of that, that's kind of made the racing not as good as it used to be. And what is the ride height rule?
Well,
what does that mean exactly?
They just had to have enough ride height clearance. I think it was somewhere around
from the ground to the bottom of the car.
Right, 3.5, 4 inches, and it could have varied from track to track. But with the new cars, with the floor pan under them, they're extremely aerosensitive, and without a ride height rule, it just sucks the cars right down to the ground, and
that's where they want them. They want them to be as close to the ground as possible.
Yeah, which causes some real problems, of course, when they get a flat tire.
Yeah.
We've already seen cars that had to be towed just for a flat tire.
So do you think that that's something NASCAR needs to look at again?
They need to do something for the short tracks.
Yeah.
The intermediate tracks, the cars are fine. The super speedways, they've proven to be real good.
Yeah, the truck race and the Xfinity race were both pretty decent at
but they
Martinsville.
Have much higher ground clearance.
Gotcha. Speaking of the Xfinity race, Friday night, Brandon Jones, your favorite guy, won the Call 811 Before You Dig 250 at Martinsville Speedway, and a little bit of a scuffle there in the pits, and we'll get some video of that. We'll talk a little bit about that.
Wasn't a little bit.
We'll talk about that because I have some thoughts on that. I forgot to mention, next up for the Cup Series is the Food City Dirt Race at Bristol this weekend. That's going to be Sunday night at 7 p.m. Easter. They're actually racing on Easter at 7 o'clock.
I don't remember them ever racing on Easter.
No, usually they have Easter off.
Yeah.
So, And I was reading a thing of article about Kyle Larson before we came on here, talking about why are we running a dirt race if we're not going to take out the windshields, and about the fact that
they did some testing.
They did testing, yeah.
Last
that's in
week.
my notes here. They did testing without the windshield, but they've decided, I guess, they're still going to keep the windshield, which means that they can't make the track as tacky as drivers like Kyle Larson would like, because they can't put too much moisture on it. Because then
sometimes they're not going to have a lot of choices to how much moisture is on the track.
Well, that's true. Yeah. So there's some questionable things there. They're trying, I guess.
Dirt cars run without a windshield. Take the damned windshields out. Take all the glass out.
And that's kind of what he said. He's like, just let's run. If you want to run a dirt race, then make it a dirt race.
That's it.
Take the windshield out and use tear-offs on your helmet.
Teach 36 of those 40 guys how to, or 32 of those 36 guys how to use tear-offs.
I remember watching the truck race last year, the beginning of that. I was laughing my head off.
Well, and they
3 laps in, they were totally covered with mud.
Yeah, they had to stop the race so they could come in and pull a windshield tear off.
Yeah, if they could. It was so heavy. Next up for the Xfinity Series is going to be the Ag Pro 300. That'll be at Talladega on Saturday, April 23rd, 4 o'clock on Fox. So Xfinity Series off this weekend. And Thursday night, the trucks were in action at Martinsville. And William Byron picked up the win there, too. So he had 2 wins this weekend. And next up for the trucks is Saturday night.
That was some pretty good racing, by the way.
It was.
And the truck race, yeah.
The Pinty's truck race on dirt at Bristol Saturday night, 8 o'clock on FS1.
All
and that's where our guy, Buddy Kofoid's going to be making his NASCAR truck debut.
And don't forget, the Bristol race is going to be run like a short track with heat races and...
or both of them, the trucks and the Cup. I haven't read anything about the format.
There's preliminary events, I think, starting at 1 o'clock on Saturday. So it's going to be an all-day event.
But the coverage starts at 7. So what are they?
Right.
I'll have to...
Cup heat races, truck heat races.
We'll need Dave Kemmer check on the schedule for the heat races, if those are going to be like on FS1 beforehand.
It starts on FS2, then it goes to FS1, I think.
So is it just the feature then that's at 7 on Sunday on Fox?
Dave Kemmer, help us.
You get us the time schedule for that.
And I looked at all that, Scott, and there was a lot of racing.
Contact Freeze Frame Photos for all your racing photo needs. From Action Shots to Victory Lane, they have all your favorite drivers. And talking about this, I saw he had a post where if you got your car already, call him to get some pictures taken while your car looks good before you get it on the track. And because as soon as you get it on the track, it's never going to look as good as it did before. So give Charlie a call at 419-476-9978. Also check out their cool custom items you can get with whatever picture you choose. Even if it's not you have a favorite driver from years ago, he's probably got a picture of it. So there you go. And he's going to be the official track photographer once again at
Oakshade Raceway.
So very cool. And also give Ron Miller Race Cars a call, 734-856-7223 for race cars, parts, safety, equipment, service, everything a racer needs after he's done with my car.
And
call
more.
him. And more. But wait till he's done with my car and then call him. Okay?
Sure.
Okay. Good.
I work well under pressure, Scott. Don't worry. You'll make it.
Stuart Friesen, we were talking about this a little ago. He tested the NASCAR Cup Series Next Gen car, Bristol, and or maybe that was last week he did this. And changes they tried with the car included removing the rear diffusers, which I think they're going to have off.
And there's mud flaps going to be added.
Yes, I saw the mud flaps. We talked about that. They talked about doing that during the rain events on the road courses, and now, like that's take the windshield out. Quit trying to put a Band-Aid on the issue and just take the windshield out.
Don't try to work around it. Just fix it the way it ought to be.
So, but he did the testing without a windshield. So I'm not sure why they decided to put the windshield back in if if they tested with that. I mean, I don't know what safety issue it is. Probably. They don't have any? Do they have they don't have bars like we do in the
They could certainly make screens. Now remember there's
but I mean if there's a piece of debris that
there is a windshield bar that comes down.
That's in the center.
In the center, yeah. And it would be real easy for them to
just weld a couple littler bars in the middle.
Bolt-on tabs, Okay,
there you go. Yeah, they should consult you. Sam,
they wouldn't like what I had to say.
Sam Mayer and Ty Gibbs exchanged some fisticuffs after the Xfinity race, as we mentioned a little bit ago. I think I might have some video of that, actually, if you want to take a look. If I remembered to, yeah, look at that. Here's what happened Friday night after the Xfinity race.
Angry fellas here. Ty Gibbs, Sam Mayer, helmets on. Oh, here we go. Coleman talked about the fact they've been racing each other for a long time. Oh, and there's a punch. Ty Gibbs going after Sam Mayer, and we've got a fight at Martinsville. He ain't let him go. Ty Gibbs, Sam Mayer.
Yeah, I mean, kind of took him out. I can see Ty's frustration there. Sam's running hard to try to get
$100,000.
Oh wow,
that was for $100,000 right there,
for sure.
So that happened. Ty went over to talk to Sam, and Sam took his helmet off. But Ty didn't. Ty left his helmet. Was he smart or was he being a sissy? What's the consensus there? I should have done a Twitter poll.
Chicken do.
And he's bulked up a lot, because last time I saw him, I met him at the ARCA race at Toledo a few years ago. He was the skinniest little tiny twiggy dude. He's still not a huge dude.
There's not a whole lot to Sam Mayer either.
That's true. That's true. And
a couple of featherweights.
Yeah, no penalties for the fight there, but Ty Gibbs was fined $15,000 for running into the rear of Sam Mayer's car after the race on pit road, where there was track officials and other drivers.
Right.
So,
and I understand in that scuffle that one of the track officials had to go to the hospital. I don't know.
I did see something about that. I couldn't find any more information.
Never found out what it was, but he.
And speaking of the dirt races at Bristol this weekend, Dave Kemmer doing his job there. He's earning his extra pay. The truck heats FS2 at 4:30 on Saturday, and the Cup heats will be on Fox Sports 2 at 6 o'clock on Saturday. So there you go. There's your schedule. Matt Swander saying a leg injury for the official. So, fun times there. That'll help the ratings. That was, if they had something like that during the Cup race, that would have I might have woke up at the end for it. But
and they both had to go to the NASCAR trailer, I guess.
Yes, they did.
Now Sam Mayer did sport a pretty cool black eye too.
He did, yeah.
They Gibbs definitely connected on that one.
I felt bad for him though, because I wanted him to punch back, but you can't really punch him back when he's got his helmet on.
Yeah, Scott, I really like Sam Mayer. He has gotten to where he's at based on his ability.
And those guys have both come up through the ranks from ARCA.
Right. One on ability, one on financing, but that's okay. Oh,
what? And he's been doing good. He's got good equipment.
No,
but
he really does.
Grandpa
provides him with the best.
Yes, there you go. Flat Rock Speedway will hold a registration/inspection day on Saturday, 10 a.m. through 3 p.m. Tire, fuel, license, pit pads, and inspection will be available, rain or shine. That's this Saturday at Flat Rock. And Charlie was they were having a press conference on Tuesday, 1 o'clock for Toledo and Flat Rock Speedway. Charlie was trying to bribe me with pizza to come out there. I was like, man, I got my furnace guy's here.
Yeah,
I can't really.
I got the same
Did
invitation.
you?
I did. But,
you didn't go?
Scott, we've been so busy. I just couldn't.
I can respect that.
It would mean that at the end of the day, I couldn't work on your car.
I appreciate that then. $22,000 to win. Actually, $22,022 to win is the Eldora Flow Racing event on the 26th.
26th, yep.
Yeah, so that's been rescheduled. In the opening round of the Long Beach Grand Prix practice, Jimmy Johnson found the tire barrier. It appeared that he let go of the steering wheel just before impact. However, he still injured his hand as only one hand was off the wheel. He was able to race. Oh, no. First, I'm getting ahead of myself here. He finished 25th out of 26 in the first practice session. He ran 18 laps in the session before the crash that ended his day. Johnson made an update on Saturday stating that he indeed had a fracture, and he still raced on Sunday and finished 20th. And then he underwent surgery on Monday to repair the fracture. He's expected to be back in the car for the upcoming test at Indy next weekend. So I guess it was his pinky or something.
Yeah. Just Matt Swander asked, which is worse, going to the NASCAR trailer or meeting with Pam?
Ooh,
that would be Pam. That would be Pam Henricks.
That's Pam at Oakshade there. That's probably
she who.
What about Chrissy?
She who must be obeyed.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be a dead heat.
Yeah.
Between Pam and Chrissy.
And the NASCAR trailer. I think that's all. You don't want to be on those bad sides.
I'd pick the NASCAR trailer over the other two, honestly.
Yeah. Jeffrey Earnhardt's going to be driving the number 3 for the first time in NASCAR at Talladega during the Xfinity race, driving for Richard Childress Racing. So that'd be pretty cool seeing Earnhardt back in a number 3 car.
Yeah.
And
it's been planned for a while.
And he's I don't know if he's had bad equipment, but he's never really made a name for himself. So maybe he can do that. We'll see. Due to a myriad of weather considerations, Circle City Raceway officials announced the postponement of the inaugural C.J. Rayburn Stronger Than Dirt Memorial Classic scheduled for this Sunday, originally scheduled for this Sunday, I should say, the 17th, after discussions with the Rayburn family and the Ultimate Heart of America late model management and consulting dirt late model racing schedules here in the Midwest. The new date will be Monday, May 30th, which is Memorial Day.
All right.
So they're going to make that up. The past 2 weeks have been crazy there in Central.
There's a couple of other big races going on Memorial Day, aren't there?
Maybe. The Indy's on Sunday, though. The Indy 500, and then the Coca-Cola 600s is that Sunday night.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't know what's going on. Sometimes Fremont used to run ALMS races on Monday.
Yeah, I don't know.
Speaking of Fremont, next week we'll be having the Fremont Speedway season preview. The Flow Racing Late Model Challenge powered by Tezos is a vision for co-promoter Kyle Larson, the reigning NASCAR Cup Series champion. Has always enjoyed watching the Prelude to the Dream at Ohio's Eldora Speedway, an event held from 2005. I was at the very first one, by the way.
Ooh.
To 2012 that featured many of NASCAR's top stars competing in dirt super late models to help raise money for charity. Larson came along too late to compete in the Prelude to the Dream, so he decided to host his own race, which is tonight, and which we're going to get out here so that I can try and find that, maybe watch that.
Yeah.
The Flow Racing Late Model Challenge takes place at Volunteer Speedway, a 4/10 mile dirt track located at Bulls Gap, Tennessee. William Byron is also scheduled to compete along with Kyle in the 20,000 to win race. I guess it's only a few miles from Bristol, not very far from Bristol. So
I understand there's a couple of other NASCAR guys that will be named.
Okay, well that's happening here now soon.
Yeah.
So I guess he's going to try and make that a bigger event in years to come. So that was kind of cool. I kind of like the Prelude to the Dream, watching those NASCAR guys try and figure out the dirt late models.
And it's cool to see Kyle Larson taking an active role in promoting racing.
And dirt late models for some reason. He's been so dominant in sprint cars.
Yeah.
Well, and dirt late models.
He's pretty darn good there, too.
I guess Clint Boyer is in the booth, according to Matt Swanner.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. Last week's How Many? We had a couple of them. We did 2 How Manys. We had how many late models were going to be at Eldora on Tuesday evening. That number was 0 because the show was postponed, of course. The show winner was me.
You?
Yeah.
How do you figure?
Because I guessed 46 and you guessed 47.
Oh,
Trying to think. I thought our listener winner, we have to spin the Big D's pizza wheel.
really?
But I think Matt Swander might have been one of the winners too. But I
Really?
didn't put his name on the wheel.
Oh,
I could be wrong because we had a couple 0 guesses.
really?
Yeah, I'd have to go back. But we're going to spin this wheel. These are the two contenders here. Gretchen Knapp, who's at the Shinedown concert and celebrated a birthday, so it could be a birthday present for her.
Ooh.
Or J.D. Smith. Who's it going to be?
Only the wheel knows.
Yeah, only the wheel knows. Nobody can see what I'm doing, though, because I haven't shared the screen. So how about we do that? And then we will spin that wheel. Bring that over here. And boom, there it is.
Give it a good spin now, Scott.
Here we go.
Ooh, that was a good spin.
Yeah. Oh, happy birthday. Gretchen Knapp gets Big D's pizza.
Along with her Shinedown concert.
Yeah, I think that was actually a birthday present too. So, yeah, there you go. 30 days to claim your Big D's pizza. We'll be giving your chance to win a Big D's pizza here momentarily. The other, how many smokes did Chris Mize smoke during, or light up during the show last week?
Yeah.
I did not actually sit and count and watch the show back and watch how many he counted. I'm going off of what Dean Henry told me that Chris Mize said. He said that he counted all the
Cigarette butts?
cigarette butts. He said he had 13.
Wow.
Since he had one lit when we started, and I said only the ones that he lit up during the show, so that first one didn't count. So the official number was 12.
12.
So the winner actually was Dean Henry. He won Oakshade Raceway Grandstand Pass.
All right.
So, Dean Henry, congratulations. Yeah, Chris Mice says 12. So, Dean was the only one that actually guessed 12. My brother was second closest. He guessed 11. So,
Yeah,
and
Dean Henry, if the fuel expense of getting to Oakshade is too much for you to get into the pits, I'll pay the difference and pay you to get into the pits with a pit pass.
there you go. And bring some pizza.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott will be in the tower, so.
I'll be both places. I'll be wherever the pizza's at. And Ron, you were the winner on that because I think I picked less than you. You picked 8.
Oh,
for
okay.
how many smokes for Chris Mize? So Chris Mize was my second. It was my second guess. So that's right. He did get black flag. I think that's why I didn't put Matt's name on there because he had 2 guesses.
Oh,
So
my.
he's black flagged. Your flag's still in your basement though.
I forgot to bring those.
That's all right. Here, I'm waving it. You just can't see it. So this week's How Many? And a chance to win a Big D's pizza. Of course, we got the big All-Star Circuit of Champions weekend at Attica Raceway Park.
Right.
And Saturday night, second night there. How many 410 sprints are going to be, we'll be in competition? So if they're there, because they're there Friday night, if they wreck,
Sure.
then that doesn't, if they're in the pits but they don't qualify or race, that doesn't count. So how many total will be in competition Saturday night? That's this week's How Many, and a chance to win a Big D's pizza. If you'd like to play along with us, just put your guess, just put a number in the comments of our Facebook Live. You get one guess only. You can guess the same number as someone else. We'll spin the Big D's pizza wheel if we have a tie. And you have until, you know what, let's say 8 o'clock on Friday night, because then someone might have an advantage if they wait till after Attica's Friday night. Somebody blows an engine or something.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And they might be able to say, oh, there was 43 cars there Friday. That guy blew an engine. It's going to be 42. This is easy. So 8 o'clock Friday night, that's the cutoff. Put your guess in. If you're listening to us on iHeartRadio or Spotify or whatever, you still can get in. Just find our Facebook Live or the YouTube Live. You can put your comment in there. So, wait, I won.
You won.
Didn't I?
Yeah. Who was the in-studio winner?
Well, you won the smoke, so.
Yeah. Yeah, but you won the.
All right. Well, what's
This
everybody
is
else guessing?
you won the How Many, and this is How Many.
Oh, okay. It looks like 30 seem to be a pretty good thing. Dean's pretty good. I'm going to go with 30 on the dot. 30 is my guess.
Well, that leaves me no choice but to go 31, Scott.
Fair enough. So we'll find out next week who wins that Big D's Pizza. Chrissy Hendricks there. She gets 36. And Chrissy hopefully will be our guest 2 weeks from tonight.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yes,
That's it.
yes,
That'll be right before the Oakshade opener there. So very cool. So congratulations to our winners tonight, Gretchen Knapp and Dean Henry. Dean, get with me or Ron or Pam or somebody, and we'll figure out.
Or Chrissy.
Yeah, or Chrissy, or we'll figure out the Oakshade Raceway Grandstand Pass, etc. All right, your Big D's or pizza racing menu for this weekend. As we mentioned, Attica Raceway Park in action. The Core and Main Spring Nationals, postponed from last weekend, is happening this weekend, featuring the All-Star Circuit of Champions and the UMP Late Models Friday night, tomorrow night. Gates open at 3 p.m., racing at 7:45. Adult general admissions, $25. Saturday night, the Core and Main Spring Nationals continue with the All-Star Circuit of Champions. And 305 sprints will be there instead of the late models on Saturday night.
Right.
Gates open at, actually, Saturday afternoon, I should say, because gates open at 1, racing at 5, and still $25 for adult general admission there. And then, of course, as we mentioned earlier, Montpelier Motor Speedway, their opener also on Saturday with the UMP Modified Super Stocks, Street Stocks, Hornets, and the Dirt Trucks. Pits open at noon, gates at 1, and racing at 3:22 p.m. Adult general admission is $15 there. And have you had time to prepare your forecast for this weekend, your weekend weather pit stop?
A little bit, Scott.
Okay.
What I'm seeing has me a little bit concerned about Friday night. A better than average chance of some rain and getting a little bit cooler Friday night. Saturday's not bad.
So we'll be all right for the Saturday races.
Yep,
then.
Saturday's looking good. A little bit chilly, so just like Montpelier, bring your Attica Raceway hoodie.
Yeah, or buy one.
Yeah, they will be for sale. If anybody has any thoughts of racing Easter Sunday, boy, it's going to be chilly.
Well, I don't think there's any
I
racing
don't-
around here Easter Sunday.
Well, just if somebody decided to rain
To
date
push.
something.
I see what you're saying.
yeah.
I don't think they have a rain date for that.
Yeah.
So keep an eye if you plan on going to Attica on Friday night.
Sunday's highs are going to be in the low 40s with lows in the mid 30s. Not a pleasant night to race, but Saturday's looking like it's going to be just fine.
I don't think the temperature is going to affect too many people at this point because
Right.
they were just so starved for racing since everything's
absolutely.
been canceled.
Absolutely.
As long as it's not raining, we're going racing.
And the racers are going to be there.
Absolutely.
With the late models on the card Friday night, I really hope Attica gets that in. It's
Just keep an eye on the forecast and keep an eye on social media. If we hear anything, we'll definitely share that out as well.
check WTOL.com and sign up for their weather app.
There you go. Thanks to associate producer Dave Kemmer, contributors Matt Swander, John Young, Doug Dock, and Bob Stasiak. Next week on the show, we're going to speak to Brian Lisky, announcer at Attica and Fremont. And we're going to get a preview of the 2022 race season at Fremont Speedway.
And maybe a wrap up on Attica.
That's true. I didn't even think of that. Bonus! Yeah, we'll just have him do the wrap up next week.
That's it.
And then 2 weeks from tonight, we're going to have our Oakshade Raceway preview with Chrissy Hendricks. So that's 2 weeks. Because, racing season's almost in full swing here.
It is.
Then we got Limaland and Toledo and Flat Rock all starting up as well. So
We've had all winter, Scott, and neither one of us is ready.
That's right. That's true. I did have one message on the Hammer Down hotline, something about tax debt relief. So
Really?
Yeah, I didn't. It didn't seem worth playing. But if you want to call, leave us a message. Give us your thoughts on the Ty Gibbs fight, Ty Gibbs Sam Mayer fight. 419-318-3081. That's 419-318-3081. That is the number for the Hammer Down hotline. Feel free to call it
Scott,
anytime. There,
we've got a lot of fans that listen to our show. I'd like to know if they think they're going to be at as many races in 22 as they went to in 21.
There you go. Call us. Let us know. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Hammer Report, follow us on YouTube, listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and, of course, check out HammerdownRacingReport.com and join the Hammerdown Army there. We'll get one of those newsletters out. I haven't sent one out yet, but we're gonna do it eventually.
And you can order your Hammer Down swag there,
that's
too.
right. We got the store on there. Yeah, and I think there might be sweatshirts.
Ooh.
They probably won't get there in time for this weekend, but you can order it. Make sure to rate and review us as well and share us with your friends. We appreciate it because we're not making enough to retire off of this.
Close. Some of us are closer than others, Scott.
Thanks again to Oakshade Raceway, Big D's Pizza, Ram Miller Race Cars, Free Train Photos, Dominator Race Products, Headhunters, Barber Studio, and Salon. Thanks again to Larry Bowes for joining us earlier tonight. That's it for this week's Hammer Down Racing Report. Back next week with Brian Lisky. Sound good?
Yeah, I'll be here. You'll be here.
Let's get out of here.
Go watch some racing?
Yeah, sounds good to me. We'll see you next week.
Bye, y'all.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.